Listen carefully, because what you are about to hear is not ordinary. There are moments in the spirit realm when heaven is open, and there are moments when darkness is highly active. An ex-Satanist once confessed something terrifying. Many believers pray, but not many pray at the right time. And because of that, many miss divine answers, breakthroughs, and the protection. Today, you will understand the dangerous power of praying at the right time and why the kingdom of darkness fear believers who understand spiritual timing. Stay with me. This may change your prayer life forever. Section 1. Timing in the spirit realm is real. In the physical world, time is measured by clock. But in the spirit realm, time is measured by season, watches, and divine appointments. The Bible says in Ecclesiastes 3 verse 1, "To everything there is a season, and a time to every purpose under the heaven." This means there is a time to speak, a time to act, and yes, a time to pray. The ex-Satanist reviewed the certain hours and the strategies, moments where spiritual activities increases. When believers are asleep, careless, or distracted, that is when the enemy plants seed. But when a believer understands timing, their prayers become weapon of interruption. Section 2. The mystery of midnight prayer. Midnight is not just another time. It is a spiritual crossover point. A time when darkness operates heavily, but also a time when heaven listens intensely. The Bible says in Acts of Apostles chapter 16 from verse 25, "And at midnight Paul and Silas prayed and sang praises unto God, and suddenly there was a great earthquake." Did you see that? Not in the afternoon, not in the morning, but at midnight. And what happened? Chains were broken, doors were opened, captivity was destroyed. The ex-Satanist confessed that midnight is when many demonic operations are carried out. But when a believer rises to pray at that same hour, it creates confusion in the kingdom of darkness. Section 3. Early morning, the hour of commanding the day. Another powerful time is the early morning, before the noise of the world begins, before distraction take over. The Bible says in Mark chapter 1 verse 35, "And in the morning, rising up a great while before day, he went out and departed into a solitary place, and there prayed." Even Jesus understood timing. The ex-Satanist revealed that early morning is when destinies are programmed for the day. So when you wake up and pray, you are not just praying, you are taking control of your day before the enemy does. Section 4. Why many prayers don't get results? Why many prayers don't get results? Let's be honest. Many people pray but see little results. Why? Because prayer without alignment can lead to delay. Daniel prayed, but his answer was delayed for 21 days. The Bible says in Daniel 10, from verse 12 to 13, from the first day that thou didst set thy heart, thy word were heard, but the prince of the kingdom of Persia withstood me. This shows something deep. Even when God answers, there can be spiritual resistance. Now, imagine praying at the time when spiritual resistance is highest, but you are not aware. This is why timing matters. When you pray at strategic hour, you are aligning yourself with divine advantage. Section 5. The hour the enemy does not want you to pray. According to the confession, there are certain hours the enemy fears. Midnight, 12 a.m. to 3 a.m. Early morning, 3 a.m. to 6 a.m. Time of deep worship and silence. Why? Because these are moments when the spirit is sensitive, the flesh is quiet, the heavens are attentive. The Bible says in Psalm 119 verse 62, at midnight I will rise to give thanks unto thee. Not I might rise, but I will rise. That is discipline. That is understanding timing. Section 6. What happens when you pray at the right time? When you begin to pray at the right time, things begin to shift. You interrupt demonic plans. You activate angelic assistance. You gain spiritual clarity. You command your day and destiny. You walk in faster answers. The ex-Satanist said something shocking. When believers pray at the right time, it becomes difficult for us to operate against them. Do you understand what that means? Your timing can make you untouchable in the spirit. Section 7. Discipline is the key. This level of prayer is not for the lazy. It requires discipline. It requires sacrifice. It requires consistency. The Bible says in Luke 18 verse 1, men ought always to pray and not to faint. Not sometimes, not when convenient, but always. Even when you are tired, even when you don't feel like it, because the spirit realm does not wait for your feelings. Now you know, prayer is powerful, but timed prayer is dangerous. The enemy is not afraid of casual prayers, but he trembles at believers who understand spiritual timing. Tonight, don't just sleep carelessly. Set a time. Wake up. Pray with intention and watch what begins to happen in your life. Because when you pray at the right time, you don't just speak words, you release power. If this message has opened your eyes, make sure you subscribe to this channel, because this is where deep spiritual truths are revealed. Stay watchful, stay prayerful, and never ignore the power of divine timing. God bless you.